April 30th, 2018, and what we have here is the first of the four bipolar boards for concert. This is per the SPEC CB47417, where Rich provided this time diagram, and we're going to show what we have. The board has been heavily modified with the suggested cuts and jumpers, and everything pretty much here follows. The only parameter, the only component that was not added, and this was already discussed, is the addition of a resistor approximately 400K in parallel with RN8A, and we pointed out that there wasn't much effect, but for the rest of it, I think we kept the span and the bias, right, Tony?
Yeah,
that he gave us.
we kept
all right, so we have the board. It's going. We can see here we got the 0 to 5 right now. We're at 5 volts on SPEC high, and we even have our signal generator providing that, working at 2.5 hertz just as specified. And we notice here, if we get a little close here, that the LEDs are working together, the polarity and the inhibit. Here we are capturing as it goes from one delay angle to the next, from the minimum because it's at 5 to going through the regeneration because it's the SPEC high is getting pulled down by that diode installed on the back. So here what Tony's got going, and you also have this going, right, Tony? And it's triggering. You have the P signal coming, and you have it in a triggering. Although this is changing, and I'll probably make that change. I'll change this to auto in a minute once we go through the explanation. So we have the P signal. That it bothered me because it's not changing to 2.5, but the way that you have your setup in the scope is good. So we have TP8 coming in here at approximately 24 milliseconds. So that between P and TP8, you want it to be 22.1. So it's 22.1 versus 24. Probably yes, as close as it's gonna get. Here we have the inhibit. By the way, we're having problems with this channel. You notice that, and you notice that our 0, it's somewhere out there. It's a biasing. So this particular channel is going bad. And then we have here TP1. The significance of TP1 is that when you have SPEC high, TP1 it's at the lowest. It's inversely proportional, and when you transition, the diode brings it back here, and it comes, and for this approximately 20 milliseconds, it makes SPEC high low, which brings TP1 high. And one of the things that, and this is just going on, one of the things that Tony wanted to point out is that, of course, here we cannot look at the delay angle. The delay angle is going back and forward, but if he were to inhibit the board, we'll notice that he's inhibited. So we notice the polarity is still going, but the board is inhibited. Now, the delay angle that we have, it's the 135 degrees, because that's when SPEC high has been pulled down to 0, which is approximately the same. And the way to look at this is, we have 135 degrees here. We notice that TP1 is approximately 1 division and 1 hash little mark here. So let's go ahead and do it again. Go ahead, Tony and Mabel. And you notice that we're still there. So this is giving us the equivalent of 135 degrees. So again, this is up and going. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the setup, and I'm going to go for an auto, just to prove that. Now you can see those signals, right, going up and down, and if I were to close this, here we see it, or 1.5, and of course, you know, that's as good as it's gonna get. But we got the P, the TP8 minus plus, or low to high, high to low. We have that timing, we have that, and so what we've done also is we've taken a couple of shots of this for signals using the other scope with 0 to 5, 0 to 4, well, polarity positive to negative and negative to positive, both at SPEC high equal to 5 volts and SPEC high equal to 0. And we got those times, and we're going to be sent out to you along with this video for an approval. So once this is approved, we can make the modifications to the other 3 boards. I don't think there's any issues with the ISO 3 board, and then we'll be ready to ship. This is the end of this video.